Great.
Today, we're here to talk about a unicorn orgy.
And how you need unicorn orgies in your life.
As the crowd was chanting, more!
Oh, no.
Don't shame her!
No. What is happening? Anyways,
Time doesn't exist.
the limit doesn't exist.
And we're done.
My child was being a child.
I mean,
I made myself
happens.
breakfast, which is literally just rice and meat because I don't have any other breakfast stuff. And she comes on because she goes, "Oh, something smells good." And she looks at my rice. I was like, "Well, I also have meat." She goes, "Oh, that looks really good." I'm like, okay. Well, if you want to make yourself rice, I guess I'll just leave you some of the meat. She's like, "Well, how do I make it?" "Oh, you've made rice before, but okay." I'm like, half a cup of rice and a cup of water. Stands in front of the pantry for like a solid 2 minutes. I'm like, "What are you doing?" "I'm trying to find the rice." Literally right there. Oh, okay. Goes to the rice cooker. How much rice again? Half a cup? Okay. Well, I'm like, half a cup of rice, cup of water. Okay. Do I just use this half a cup thing? I'm like, yeah, you can use that, or you can use the quarter cup, whatever you want to do. Like, there's not much rice left. Okay. How much water?
So I
Get
know
it
Joey
together.
can make things, but if I ever like cooked myself something and didn't cook something for him, I probably would be skinned alive. Like maybe he's
She's
just
been
super
up
spoiled.
for like she's been up for like
It
two
doesn't
and a half
matter what time
hours.
of day it is.
She would
I
have,
couldn't I could never just go into the kitchen and cook something just for myself. He would be like right there. Can I have some? What you got? I
she
could just
doesn't
never get away
normally
with
do
it.
that.
I could never get away with it ever. He could make things. He could make all this shit. Well,
Because normally I eat stuff she doesn't want to eat.
right.
But I was like,
Well,
bro,
see, he eats
really?
everything, so
No.
he's just like, "What you got? What you got?" He's like the cat right now. Up my ass. I
It
can't
is
make anything
wild.
for anyone in this house. I can't make things for me
There's
at all.
four of us in this house, so
I have to cook for everybody at all times. Everybody.
no, not me. Clearly,
I'm like, I don't know what that's like. Hold on.
dude, I'm telling you. No, it was fine. It's just I had made the meat for myself because I needed to cook it anyways because it
Yeah.
was coming time. We don't have any other breakfast stuff in the house really because we haven't gone grocery shopping. And so I was like, oh, well, I'll just eat some rice and the rest of the meat because I need to make that up anyways.
Yeah. But yeah, she had green hair, not blue like I thought on the cover.
Mm.
Yeah, so today we are here to talk about a unicorn orgy. Today,
Said that with the straightest faces too.
oh, so sorry.
No, you're fine.
Today,
Don't recorrect yourself. Great.
today, we're here to talk about a unicorn orgy
And how you need unicorn orgies in your life. Maybe.
because this week we read Used by the Unicorn by Amy Wright.
Yeah, we did. Oh, good Lord.
And yes, it is a novella, so buckle up for that kind of ride.
Yeah. And it's not me. I know
Nope.
you're like, Crystal, why are you not doing a novella? Well, because I was gonna have to read three in a
Crystal had
very short period of time.
a lot of specials going on.
I have a lot of shit going on, yeah. Ugh, this was interesting.
Yeah.
I was thrilled about one particular aspect of it
The unicorns?
with the horns. The action.
Yeah.
I was so happy because I was gonna be so fucking disappointed. I was gonna be so disappointed.
You know, sometimes these novellas, they need to make things work. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. There's certain things here and there. But yeah, we had some gang men last week, and this week we took a ride on the back of a fuzzy herd of unicorns instead.
I was gonna make a joke going off of what you said last week. We had gang men. This week we had gay men.
They're not as much as I would like. No, I was excited, and then I was, oh, more! As the crowd was chanting, more!
Wow, we haven't brought up Taylor Swift in a while. I'm a little
She's
disappointed in us.
she's always here with us.
Oh, for sure.
Yes. So this week, our FMC is Jade. And
Like her hair color.
Yes. Yes. And all I could think of was, I don't know a lot of Jades. So all I could think of was Jade from Teen Mom, who I don't
That's
like.
not where my brain went.
Oh,
Oh yeah. No. Her name's Jade.
there is a Jade that they added to Teen Mom.
Mm.
Sometimes I'll have it on in the background when I don't actually want to watch TV, so it'll just like play and you know what I mean? So I don't have to pay attention to things. Like the ADHD, you know. Who was your Jade?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Jade from Victorious.
I never watched that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never watched that.
She was cool though.
Oh, okay.
So we went two opposite directions.
Yeah, so that probably would have been a better thought. Anywho, our
No
FMC
thoughts.
Jade is at the new designer boutique where she works. That's how this book opens. She's trying to help a lost delivery driver navigate to the correct back alley door. And when he finally arrives,
Begrudgingly.
yeah,
He is
it
not
happens a
happy
lot.
about any of this.
Yeah, it happens a lot. And when he finally arrives and unloads, I just realized what an innuendo that was. Back alley door, unloads. Sorry. And we're done. When he finally arrives and unloads, he also asks her out. Jade is feeling extra cranky these days, and we learn it's been ever since she took a pregnancy test, and her saltiness does not let the guy down easy. That's all we know. There's no like extra details. It's just Jade and her boss and bestie Callie who work at the shop, so there's lots to do. Callie gets started on the delivery right away while Jade works on their website in between customers. After a bit, a woman comes in and asks to speak with Callie. Her name is Sophia, and she works for Monstrous Deals, which is a monster escort agency. Apparently, Callie worked there and met her man through them. I'm assuming it was a previous book because Used by the Unicorn is, I think, the most recent book in the series. We were originally, when we were looking at the wheel, going to do the first in the series, but it looks like she's starting to take the books off Kindle Unlimited, so we just automatically went with the last one. Plus unicorns.
You're in for a real fucking treat this month, guys. Wait till you see our special.
See, it all goes together. Sometimes the wheel's real good. I don't know how it does it. Because like we use the randomizer and sometimes it just fits the vibe. It understood the assignment. Sophia is having a hard time with too many events and not enough escorts and asks Callie if she knows anyone who could help her out. Callie suggests Jade. Sophia says that it's for a private party for a herd of unicorns. All she would have to do is serve food and drinks in lingerie. And Jade says she's in. Jack fucking pot. She needs money. That sounds like easy money to her. We meet Sterling, our MMC, as he is finishing getting ready for his party. Everything is set, and he is proud to be getting the opportunity to host for his new herd. The escorts arrive, and a green-haired one catches his eye right away. It's like she has unicorn hair. And when...
I have unicorn hair.
Yes, you do. And when she says that they were told that they weren't here to necessarily participate, but asks if they can, if they want to, Sterling knows that he's going to be busy for the night. He's trying to make the last finishing touches before guests arrive, but keeps getting distracted by the escort named Jade. Apparently, these parties are a unicorn custom to aid in helping them find their bondmates, and Sterling and another unicorn named Boz? So in my head, I thought that it should be Boz, but then there wouldn't be an A, so I was calling him Bose.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out how to pronounce his name.
What were you saying in your head?
I kept going between Boz and Bose.
So same as me.
Yeah.
What would we like to settle on?
B. Just kidding.
Bose. Another unicorn named Bose are the last two in their herd who haven't found theirs. A human isn't a suitable candidate, so he shouldn't be letting himself get distracted by Jade. It's not working, though, and distracted he is. Even his herdmates are noticing and encourage Sterling to go get her out of his system so that he can focus on what he's supposed to do tonight. He walks up to Jade, and she's basically like, "It's about time you finally made your way over." He asks if he can make her night better. She says yes. Sterling lifts her up and puts her up on the back of the sofa. He pulls Jade's skimpy bottoms aside and starts to finger her. Jade uses Sterling's horn as a handle to hold on to. She comes and then grabs his belt, undoing it and his pants until she can free his cock. Sterling pulls Jade down from the couch, spins her around, and he pulls down her bra and then gets on his knees and eats her out using his fingers as well to stretch her and prep her, finally getting up to sink inside her. They're putting on quite a show in this room, full of all the herd getting it on. One big orgy. Some have turned to watch them as well as they play. After they both finish, Sterling spins her around and kisses her. He tells her that he would like to see her again and asks for her number. Jade says, "I'm sorry, I have to go," and darts away, grabbing her clothes and purse and races for the door. Sterling beats her there, though, and is like, "Whoa," which I thought was hilarious because, he's, whoa. He's like, "Whoa, and did I hurt you? Did I do something wrong?" And she's all like, "I don't do repeats. Like, sorry, just please move." And he does, but he offers to call her a cab or something. She says she's good and walks to the nearest bus stop, which is far enough to calm and clear her head. Jade feels like she's made the right choice, though. She can't risk catching feelings or getting attached, especially now. Whatever, we don't really know. We kind of know, but like from the blurb. If we didn't read the blurb, you know.
I swear that it was hinted at the beginning of the book.
It was hinted.
So it's pretty obvious.
Yes.
Question.
Saying, she could have been specific.
Probably don't go to an orgy if you're pregnant. I don't know what to tell you.
I would be concerned about like miscarriage or something with those giant horse dicks, but I don't know. Personally,
whatever. A lot of concerning decisions that she makes.
You think? Sterling ends his.
Who are we to judge, though?
Well,
I was a whore too once, but not like that.
We've made our own host of poor choices. I think we can spot them a mile away at this point. Sterling ends his night lonely. He didn't want anyone but Jade. He is determined to find a way to cross paths with her again. The next morning, a couple of his herdmates find him in the kitchen. They encourage him looking for her. He is surprised by this. They explain that many humans are less close-minded these days, and she had no problem filling in with their crew the night before.
Or letting them fill her in.
She wishes.
Sorry. I know.
They all look at the escort service website, but can't find Jade's profile, so Sterling decides to head down to the agency to see if someone can help him. Sterling manages to find out from the lady that Jade is not a regular for them. She had just assisted for that party, but the lady, Sophia, agrees to ask Jade if she would be willing to be booked again by him. The next day, Jade is woken up by an alarm reminding her about an appointment. It's for an ultrasound, and she has been dreading it.
Like she's 2 p.m. What time is she waking up? I don't sleep till 2 p.m.
I'm going to put this video side by side with the one where the lady woke up at 1 p.m. and I was like, dude, and you were like,
oh, no.
Don't shame her.
No, because of the time she went to bed. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
that was a little different.
I'm assuming they were up all night with their.
Oh, well, then I don't know.
I assumed. That's what I assumed when I read this.
I'm just going to be straight up. The time in this book doesn't exist.
Oh, yeah.
So who knows? So because when I thought it was the next day, it was actually like weeks later. So I don't actually know.
So actually the time is good until a point, and then it's as if you took all time and made it confetti and went shoo. I'll talk about that when we get there.
Okay. Because there was a point where where it was like da 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 da, and I was like, oh, okay, wow, this happening, and it's like, yeah, it's been weeks since I've seen her. I'm like, wait, what? Weeks? Where did the weeks come from? How many days is this? Where are we? When are we? What is happening? Anyways,
time doesn't exist.
The limit doesn't exist.
The limit doesn't exist. Jade is not ready to face this, so she sends a request to postpone the appointment. She's laying back down, wallowing in her life choices, when her phone buzzes with a call. It's Sophia from Monstrous Steels. She knows Jade wasn't interested in long term, but was wondering if she was interested in doing any more bookings here and there, that there was a request for her. Jade asks who. Like, who do you think, bitch? You only had one freaking client. Who else would know you work for them? Who else would know to request you?
And like so recently.
The next day. Bitch.
Idiot. To be fair, this is also the bitch who keeps putting off
the ultrasound.
To the point where the doctors are like,
face her life
you can't
choices.
keep doing that.
Sophia lets her know that it's the same client as the night before, duh, and Jade tells her that she's not interested in repeat clients. Sophia tries to entice her by saying that repeats are often more lucrative, but Jade declines, well, until 3 hours later when she calls Sophia back to ask, well, how much would it pay exactly? Money, cry more. She needs money. So, next thing she knows, she is meeting Sterling. Next thing we know, she's meeting Sterling at the Monster Bar that happens to be attached to the Monster Estates office. Jade is up front with Sterling and tells him that she needs money, and that is the reason she accepted this, and that this isn't a date, this is a paid exchange. He asks, so if I want to book you just to see and talk to you, that's fine. She's like, it's your money, as long as you know that this is where it starts and ends. Sterling asks Jade questions to try to get to know her, and he tells her a bit about his herd, and then asks to book her the next evening for dinner. Jade is a little disappointed it's not for another orgy, though, but she agrees. Like, calm yourself.
I think Ariel was also a little disappointed in the lack of orgy.
They meet at an aquarium the next night, which he asked for dinner, and now all of a sudden they're meeting at an aquarium. I'm assuming they were going to go to dinner after the aquarium, that was the plan, but nobody ever said anything about an aquarium, and now all of a sudden that's where they are. But here we are. But yeah, Jade is nauseous and not doing so well, and she has to clutch her stomach and run to the bathroom. Sterling gets a sense of deja vu after watching a pregnant herdmate do the same thing that morning. When Jade emerges from the bathroom, he asks if she's pregnant. She also didn't drink at the bar the night before, so it wasn't just that one thing that he was just like, are you pregnant because you got sick? Jade gets extremely defensive and says no, that she's just sick and needs to go home. Sterling apologizes profusely and calls a cab and gets in with her to make sure that she gets home okay. Her phone goes off on the way and Jade bursts into tears. It's the clinic saying that if she cancels again for her next appointment, which she had rescheduled for the next morning, they will not be able to reschedule her again. They arrive at her house and the driver is barking orders. Her stomach is tumbling and she just is so overwhelmed that she tries to get out but ends up throwing up in Sterling's lap. He gets her out and takes off his shirt to clean up the bits on the seat and helps her inside. Once inside, she breathes a little and realizes his predicament. She says, please let me wash your clothes. Sterling's all like, then I'd be naked. And she's like, that's fine. She leaves him in his underwear to go put his clothes in the wash. When she comes back, he's in her kitchen making her tea. He asks if she wants to talk about it, and all of a sudden, the whole story is tumbling out of her. Her ex-husband and his gambling debt, one night of her guard down resulting in a stolen wallet and a pregnancy. So I just want to say that the way that this was written and how she had her guard down and all this, and it was like stolen and all this stuff, like I thought that he like attacked her, but that was not the case. Like she had a weak moment and slept with her skeezy ex-husband and got pregnant. He didn't like take advantage
No,
of her. Well,
all of this
like
was
we learn
dumb.
a little bit as we, yeah, I know, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
about the scan that she's afraid to go to, and that it will make it fully real. Sterling offers to go with her so she doesn't have to go alone. And then all of a sudden it's the next morning and Sterling is there with her, helping her into the appointment. She gets her scan and it actually makes her feel better. As they leave, Sterling asks Jade if she will come to dinner with his herd. She makes it clear that she can just do friendship and only friendship. They can drop the escort thing, though, and just be friends. Later that evening, Jade shows up at the house and meets Sterling's herdmates, Bose, Safi, and Knight. Safi and Knight are mated and expecting. They have dinner and polite chit-chat. Safi makes a comment about wanting to head out to the country for a run, and Sterling explains that they shift into their four-legged forms and that if Jade went, she could ride on his back. Jade asks about the bond mate thing with Safi and Knight, considering the party she met them at. They explain that unicorns don't really do monogamy, that the herds are close. Jade seems to like that idea that the four of them share each other on the regular. She says that it's hot thinking about Sterling and Bose together. Bose says, well, anytime you want to watch. Jade says, how about now? That escalated quickly.
Everything escalates so quick.
Everyone clears out to give Jade and Sterling a minute to discuss. He lets her know that basically she's calling the shots, whatever she wants to happen, even if it's nothing. Jade climbs into Sterling's lap and starts kissing him. She says as long as they can still stay friends, she would like to play with him and Bose this time, not ready for the whole crew just yet. Sterling leads her upstairs to a naked, waiting Bose. Sterling helps undress her and then plays with her nipples as Bose is encouraged to taste her. Then Sterling kneels behind her and starts tonguing from behind. Both of them, from both ends. Whoa now, Nelly, with those big horse tongues. Well, I don't think it is in human form, but interesting.
Yeah, even so, like, because she talked about how, like, the tongue can cover, like, the whole thing. So, like, I don't
Right?
know.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on.
After they get her off, Sterling impales her on his horn. See? Using your resources, people. That's what you're supposed to do in these weird books. After that ride, she's quite the puddle, and Sterling goes down on Bose to get him ready for Jade to come sit on, reverse cowgirl style. I do question why Sterling used a condom with her before, but there isn't a mention of one with Bose now. But is it simply because
Girl, I don't
Sterling
know.
knows she's pregnant? Because Bose doesn't yet, but it's, yeah,
I got nothing.
continuity
The
fun.
condoms just get completely forgotten at some point anyway, so it doesn't matter.
It was only that one time at the party. Sterling lifts her off and then they spit roast her and then they collapse in a pile of cuddles. In the morning, Jade panics because, hello, staying over plus cuddling, and books it. But as she's heading home, she makes a comment about it being Sunday. Except the day before was Sunday. She said the aquarium was Saturday, so her clinic appointment the next day would be Sunday, which that evening at dinner would also be Sunday. So this next morning would, in fact, be Monday, not Sunday.
Are a lot of clinics open on Sundays?
So I think it was like a weekend clinic because her other appointment was a Saturday.
Okay, because
Whether it's open or not, that is the day that she said she was having it.
that's true.
Because she said the aquarium was open on Saturday and her appointment was the next day. So a whole host of weather, right. But now we're having a repeat of Sunday because time does not exist. And so later at home, she gets a drunk call from her ex on an unknown number because she doesn't take his calls. Really, buddy? Like, take a hint? She tells him not to call again and hangs up. The next day at work, Sterling shows up and has brought her a friendly cup of coffee and a friendly bouquet of flowers. He invites her to go to the farm with them the next weekend for a friendly run.
Because they're friends.
The farm is owned by friends of theirs that let them use it when they need. Jade rides down with Safi and Knight, leaving Sterling a little sad riding with Bose. When they arrive, the herd starts taking their clothes off. They don't want them to rip when they shift. Jade doesn't want to be the only one clothed if everyone else is naked, so she starts stripping too. I don't understand that logic, but like they're all going to be horses in a minute. And then you're going to be the only
She
one
just
naked.
wanted to be naked.
She just wanted to be naked, yeah.
Let's be fully real here.
She's a hoe. She says it herself.
I was gonna say, you said it.
She said it herself. I'm not, yeah. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying she said it
Just
herself.
continue with the story and just stop talking.
Yeah, it's probably for the best.
You know those holes that you keep digging?
Yep.
Just stop.
All of a sudden, they all shift into their beautiful unicorn forms. Jade climbs on Sterling and off they go. They race and have fun until they get to a river and shift back and say, let's swim. Sterling says that he will hang out with her if she doesn't want to, that he doesn't think that he could bathe with her without wanting to play. She says that if he stays, that he'll miss out on all the fun and races in. Once in the water, she jumps into his arms. She catches sight of Safi and Knight playing, and he asks her if she wants to join them. She says yes. They go over, and Jade asks Safi if it's okay. She says yes. Jade fingers and goes down on Safi, and then Sterling joins, taking Jade from behind. Knight takes Safi's ass, and Bose comes to join, taking Jade's newly freed mouth. It's just all just a puddle of holes and fills and all that. And then all of a sudden, we're back at the house, and Bose is going to make sandwiches. They've used quite a bit of energy, and then Knight comes in freaking out that it's time. Safi is in labor. They all pile into the car, Jade too, and take off. Jade notices that it's in the opposite direction of the hospital. Sterling explains that they are going to the Grove. It's a place where magical energy accumulates, a place for birthing and healing. Safi wants Jade close to talk to and distract her while she's getting ready. Sterling makes Safi a drink using his alicorn. He grinds his horn down. They all do when a herd mate is pregnant or ailing. It has magic healing powers. Safi has the baby, and Jade feels so connected to the herd and has to wonder if maybe she could be Sterling's bondmate after all. They're all,
Magic.
right. They're all chilling and relaxing together in a giant group cuddle when Jade's phone rings. It's someone saying she owes yet another huge debt and that they are saying that they're going to repossess things in her home for non-payment. None of the debts are hers, just ones she got in the divorce or ones the scumbag ex opened in her name. She tells Sterling she has to go. He sees her distress and says that he will go with her. She says he's needed here. He says Safi has Night and Bose, that she needs him, and that's okay. That's why they're a herd. She says, I'm not your herd. He tells her that he will be there when she needs. She is herd. Nothing she says will change that. Jade starts sobbing and spills all of it about the debt and how she will soon have a baby to take care of, etc., etc. But I mean, I thought she kind of told him all that before, but I guess maybe she didn't tell him about the money.
Swear she did. She definitely mentioned the money the first time when she spilled
I,
everything out.
I thought so too, but
She definitely did. There was so much where I was like, but you've already said all this.
uh-huh.
You know.
And while she's spilling this all and bubbling hysterically, Bose pipes up, and apparently, coincidentally, he's a lawyer specializing in this and offers to help with the threats with her place. Safi says they have plenty of baby stuff to share, so she doesn't have to worry about that either. Sterling says, see, heard. And the next day, because the people call and say you have 24 hours, which also is like not a thing, but
Are we the mob?
when the people come, Bose puts a stop to it as Sterling is packing up Jade's bags, saying he's moving her in anyways. She agrees to go with him for now, but tells him that she needs to take it one day at a time before official decisions are made. And then all of a sudden, it's a few weeks later, and Sterling is scrambling to think up weekend plans for them all. He's trying to keep Jade busy and happy. He doesn't want her to think that he's boring and leave. And she surprises him by asking for a weekend in, a break to just hang out. They're both happy and enjoy the weekend. And then randomly, the next chapter, they're woken up at 1 a.m. by someone pounding on the front door. It's Karsten, Jade's ex-husband. Through the door, she tells him to go home, but he keeps banging on the door, telling her to let him in, waking the entire house, baby crying and all. Sterling offers to handle it, but she says she needs to and needs to draw the boundary. Now? You need to draw the boundary now?
Love
But yeah,
makes her strong, don't you know?
she opens the door and asks what he wants. He wants her. She's not interested, so unless he's there to pay off his debts, he should go. He is shocked and angry that she would choose to be with a monster over him, and then sees her belly and realizes that she's pregnant. He asks if it's his. She says no. So she decided not to tell him that she's pregnant and it's his because he doesn't deserve to know, which I can kind of get it, but that's messed up. And I don't understand why this is like a thing that we're like perpetuating in a book. But I
I
mean,
don't
I know
know.
that characters are can be flawed and like,
It's
but
about
like,
fucking unicorns.
right. But yeah, he's like, no, yeah, it's definitely mine, blah, blah, blah. And Sterling pipes up to say, it's mine. And then all of a sudden, the rest of the herd is behind them to say, and mine, and mine, and mine. And he's like, what the fuck? She tells him to leave, and he does this time. For good, she hopes. All the events after Jade moving in are kind of jumpy time-wise, even worse than before. And it just flows with random scenes that we don't even have a sense of any sort of time structure at all. And the next time we see them, they're getting ready for a ceremony that will make Jade officially part of the herd. It's like a random bits. And none of them flow together. There's nothing to cohesively link them at all, except
Except
they're
your imagination.
and that they have the same characters. So they get to the river where this ceremony is going to happen, and there are people from all of their families and Callie and her demon boyfriend are there for Jade. They say their vows to make them bond mates and for Jade to be part of the herd, all naked in the river. And they come out, and everyone starts to come up and congratulate them. And Callie's demon boyfriend, Rin, apparently is made of money and wants to gift them a nest egg to get their new family started. How convenient. They don't get to respond, though, because Safi's mom interrupts to ask Jade if she's okay because she's bleeding. Sterling tries to assure her all will be okay, as he has been giving her his alicorn regularly. Jade is like, oh, fuck, because she hasn't been taking it, just storing it in case someone in the herd needed it. She didn't feel right taking it and feel like she was wasting such a precious resource, especially since she's just a human with a human baby. She figured she could save it and have it to contribute to the herd when in need, since she couldn't actually give it herself. That way, she could be a contributing herd member too. Sterling says he's taking her to the Grove. Bose runs up with their clothes, get to the Grove, and a nurse rushes them into a healing pool. Checks her and lets her know that there isn't much life force. Basically, that the baby will be stillborn. Sterling asks Bose to stay with Jade and says he will be back. He pulls one of the Grove workers aside and asks how much will it take. They tell him not even alicorn might be enough now. Sterling insists that he has to try. They respond that the entire horn might be enough. So this bitch, this selfish bitch, was just storing this precious resource that he was shaving down a part of his body for her to make her baby good and strong, and she was not taking it. So now she has a problem, and now he has to basically cut off a part of his body. So he has no magic left.
But it was for the community. It was for everybody. I didn't want to take it originally. Why is she so dumb?
Sterling rushes back to the house to get Jade's stash because he wants every bit that he can get. When he gets back to the Grove, Jade is resting in the pool, and Bose sees Sterling's horn is down to a nub. He tells Bose that it will be worth it. He gives the container of alicorn to a Grove nurse, and she returns with a drink for Jade. Jade drinks and drinks until she starts to feel movement. They all hug and sob, and he once again reminds Jade that she and her baby are Herd, and Herd takes care of Herd. And then that scene cuts out, and the next thing that we know, they're having another unicorn orgy.
Listen, we can't have sweet moments. That's not how this works.
Like, we, she's basically on a deathbed, and then all of a sudden they're at an orgy party.
Yeah, because she used all his horns, so she's fine.
The whiplash. The fucking
You think?
whiplash. Jade and Sterling get it on with some siren until Jade's water breaks. They head to the Grove. She has the baby, and he comes out with a full head of blue hair. All that alicorn, don't you know? And the next part, all of a sudden, Safi's baby is a toddler, and Jade's baby, Aaron, is doing well, and then the book just ends. Like it's just over. I'm all for like unicorns. I'm all for unicorn fucking. I am all for unicorn orgy, but I'm also a broken record. And would it fucking kill anyone to have some consistency or some continuity or a timeline? Like, I'll give them a piece of paper, a pen, and they can just write it down.
It might.
Well, folks, if you have any other unicorn books and you would like to share them with us, please send them. Please send your unicorn recommendations because I'd like to top this one.
Yeah?
Yes. Especially if there's like,
You really want to top it?
oh yeah, baby.
Yeah, there was a lot of inconsistency and whiplash. Like, it just, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who was your favorite character?
My favorite character, probably Bose. He was just chill and down for whatever.
He was
So,
down bad but not crying at the gym.
yeah. And I do wish there was actually scenes with them instead of just like that one time where Sterling had his dick in his mouth. Like they talked a big game and then we saw none of it.
Yeah.
And that made me sad. Big fat sad.
Big fat sad. I agree. He was a good character and he really was trying so hard. She was just being bitch. Who's your least favorite
Who's,
character?
I was gonna say, on that note, who's your least favorite character?
I mean, honestly, she has to be. And the only reason being
Was it
every,
Jade? Because Jade was my least favorite
yeah,
character.
it's Jade. And it's only because of everything she did.
And everything she was,
The character in general was terrible.
and all of her.
Apparently, I'm
All
back to
of her
hating on
life choice,
FMCs.
all of her life choices. Well, I agree with you on this one. So
Yeah, the
she was
life
pretty awful.
choices were a bit wild. Yeah. Yes.
Pretty awful.
Yeah.
Yes,
Sorry.
Queen.
Yeah. I wish that I have a video that I want to show you that's in reference to that. You're not gonna know who any of the people are, but it makes me fucking laugh every single time that I watch this video
Why would I not know who anybody
because
is?
it's a K-pop group. And
Oh,
no, it's just so fucking funny because they're doing like a show like a variety show kind of thing, and they have to do team names and their team chants and stuff. And theirs is like, oh well, our team chant is the T-Rex noise, and they're like, what? They're like, yeah, and it's
Hmm.
so fu I'll send it to you. It's so fucking funny every time I see it. Anyways, so that
Oh my goodness. It said dad bod Minotaur. I thought it said down bad Minotaur.
okay. So
Yeah, she
Amazon,
sucked real fucking
yeah,
hard.
yeah, yeah, yeah. She sucked.
Selfish to the max. I was over her from the start. I'm not gonna lie.
Same, honestly, especially after the whole like original like confrontation she had with the fucking delivery person. Like, I was like,
And
girl.
like, you're not going to tell a man that he's gonna have a baby just because you don't want to deal with it.
So, Amazon gives us a 4.3 and Goodreads a 4.1. Where are you at?
I gave this 2.5 stars.
I also gonna give it 2.5. I wanted
Listen, and it's
more.
only that high because of the unicorn and the unicorn orgy concept.
Yeah.
It probably was a whole half point just for the horn. Just saying.
I was so
Not
happy
gonna
about that. I
lie.
was so fucking nervous that they weren't going to utilize it.
Yeah, so
And I
many
would have
don't
been really
utilize
fucking
correctly.
disappointed.
Yeah. What was your cucumber rating?
I don't even know.
There's a novella called The Satyr's Mate, and it's rated 4.4 on Goodreads.
Yeah, but this is also rated a 4.1 on Goodreads. So
Oh,
you didn't pay attention when I see you.
I know I wasn't listening. I'm sorry. It wasn't for me, so I already had my rating.
Why do I even
Sorry.
bother?
I apologize.
Why do I even bother?
That was rude of me. I apologize. I'm sorry.
You're not.
I normally do
You're gonna continue
because I
doing
normally
it.
have some. No, I normally have something to say about it, especially if they're way off of mine.
I
But
know. You're just bitch. Where was I going? Oh, cucumber, right?
cucumber.
I don't know why my cucumber rating matters. It's not like you listen to me anyways.
I didn't listen to what fucking Goodreads had to say, not you.
Sometimes I think you just don't listen to me. I'm gonna
You definitely don't
say
listen to me.
half the time I don't, of course. But I fully admit that. I don't pretend to continue going on the podcast and continue with the conversation as if I did like I gave the ratings and you're like, what did you No. Cucumber, I'm gonna go with like a 3 or a 4, and it's only because I wanted more things. Like there was a lot going on in this book, but like you can't tell
I gave it
me
a 5 simply because of like the horn and the orgy stuff. And
yes.
you don't have to agree with me.
I know.
Yours
I
choice is your
wasn't
choice.
going to. I wasn't gonna
We
change my
we were
answer.
like, I guess.
Okay, how about
Ew.
survivability?
I'd be fine. Though I probably wouldn't be pregnant because I would have fucking stabbed that dude instead.
Facts, what are you doing?
I was not looking up novellas.
Stop. We're here. So chill.
I will survive.
No, you won't. I just kidding. I would also survive. Also, same thing. But even if I ended up pregnant, like the amount of decisions that this woman has made, I would do the
Ugh.
complete opposite of them.
Yeah.
Because I'm
Yep.
not a selfish bitch. I am sometimes, but not in that. It's just a lot. And I got really excited. I don't know. It
I
just,
feel like she's not going to be a good parent. Just saying.
you think? Do you want to know who's going to raise that
The
child?
herd.
The herd that
Herd.
she doesn't fully believe she's part of, but that's
That's a
besides the
herd
point.
baby.
Well, with that,
That's a herd baby. Let's find out what we're reading next week.
sounds great. Are you ready?
I am ready.
All right, let's do this. Let's
Boop,
figure
boop,
out
boop.
let's figure out what we're doing. The Fallen One.
Ooh, isn't this the one you picked? Isn't this the really, really long one
That's
that
why
you
I said I'm
picked?
pretty sure this is the really long one. Sorry, Ariel. So, The Fallen One, which is a Falcon Falls security book. And yes, it is very long. It's almost 700 pages. So, but this was a me pick, and I love a security company. So, anyways, five
They're
years
fun.
ago, yeah. So, The Fallen One by Brittany Sahin. 5 years ago, a phone call forever changed my life as I listened to my wife being murdered half a world away. Jesus fucking Christ. Going rogue from the CIA, I became a man feared by everyone as I sought vengeance. Lies she told and secrets she'd kept pushed me over an even darker edge. With nothing to lose, I became unstoppable, a devil among men, until justice was served, or so I thought it'd been. Working alongside a team of veterans trying to find my way back to the man I'd once been, another life altering call came, drawing me back to the dark world I'd left behind. The assignment should have been straightforward: rescue a brilliant scientist working on a classified government project and save the nation from an attack while I was at it. But nothing in my life was ever simple. When the missing scientist turned out to be the same off limits woman I'd been obsessing over for months, saving her life was the easy part. Not corrupting her in the process was the challenge, especially when that gorgeous woman, innocent and untainted by the evils of the world, begged me to do exactly that. Our past was complicated, the chemistry between us undeniable, the desire to claim her as my own and never let go unbearable. My team may have been up against our most formidable threat ever, but there I was about to do something I never did: lose my control. It is a romantic suspense novel, and it can be read as a standalone.
Okay.
So, we haven't done security in so long.
I like I like those.
I love a security company. So,
Yeah.
yeah, join us next week for fun time
Where Ariel probably complains about the length. But either way, make sure to keep reading.
and keep it smutty.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, fuck.